go. So it's been 2 weeks since you've had Buddy.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
How long since you've been out?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
It's been 3 weeks, yeah. So. It felt longer though. I feel like I've been out a lot longer now. You know? I don't know why, but it just feels like, I got used to it after a couple of days of being outside. The first couple of days were kind of rough, but after a couple of days, I got right back into normal life.
Yeah, talk about those first few days. I'm always most interested in that kind of stuff.
Well, see, the first day, just driving home and going through the hills, and it kind of made my stomach like, oh, I'm not used to it, you know. I haven't been in a car in a long time, and then so the first couple of days, I really didn't talk. So my family came over. It's my birthday a couple of days before I got out. So you know.
Yeah, you had a lot happening the first couple of days
yeah,
too.
so I really just sat there. Everybody talking to me. Everybody had their phones out taking pictures. That made me uncomfortable. You know, because there's like a line of phones, and I was like, what is this? Like, you know, like put the phones down. You know, because it's kind of uncomfortable when you have like that many. You know, it's one thing to have one take a picture, but everybody want to take pictures, and so many, and that kind of made me like
overwhelmed.
Yeah, and so I just sat there for the most part. I sat there, and people came and talked to me every now and then. But you know, if my mom wouldn't have showed me pictures of my family beforehand, I wouldn't even recognize them. You know, so she showed me pictures just so I would know. You know, because I don't want to be uncomfortable.
Right.
But they'll come, and I was like, okay, so you're Jesse or Desiree?
Yeah.
You know, so
How long were you down?
12 years.
12 years.
But so they were all kids though when I went in. Now they're grown adults. They all got kids themselves. You know, so you know now they got mustaches, beards, and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
kids. So. Yeah, that's what made it to me the most realize that I've been gone a long time.
Yeah.
So when you were 20.
I had just turned 21. Yeah.
Did your first day? Who was there? What was your pickup like?
My mom. The cops took forever to release us. You know, that day. Normally they would be out quick, but from what the cops said, the other ones didn't want to do their job, so it took us forever. So my mom was out in front, and stepdad and my nephew, they were all up front waiting for me. And,
Did you know your stepdad before?
Yeah,
Okay.
They've been together for a long time. He used to come visit me too. So
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so they were out front waiting, and so they still, even after they put us out on the front, they could see us. And my mom's out there waiting. They're all waiting and filming, you know, and it felt good to finally walk over there. And I was like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, my nephew was excited to see me because, you know, he likes to play. He thought, oh yeah, I got my buddy to play with now. You know?
Yeah.
So he was real excited.
How old is your nephew?
7.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
He likes to play all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I tell him. Play with buddy.
Does he live with you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
it's
you
your mom, stepdad, and nephew.
Yeah, my nephew. Yeah.
And when you got home, there was a bunch of people waiting for you, or
They got there afterwards. Yeah, a couple hours later. You know, so I went home. My brother showed up. First, my brother showed up to see how I was doing. They asked me how I was doing, you know, and so I told them, you know, what I expected and how I was in there, and so they just kept checking up on me, you know, and then my other family showed up, and everybody came over and said hello, you know, and well, it's kind of emotional. A couple of family members start crying, you know, and telling me how they waited for me the whole time, and then my brother also. You know, he got emotional. He was up, and you know, he made me realize what everybody else went through while I was in there too. He said, you know, mom was here, you know, crying sometimes, you know, and you know, that's because you didn't think about that before we went in there, and that made me realize like it doesn't affect just me; it affects other people around me, to the people that care, you know. So you know, when my aunts come over, they start crying too. It's been a long time, you know, so that. You know, that kind of got to me too. But it helped because I realized, you know, I realized that it wasn't just about me at that time. You know, everybody else kind of waiting on me to come home and hoping I would change. You know, that's the biggest thing. They were hoping. You know, I've been gone a long time, and is he still gonna be the same person? You know.
Yeah.
And are you?
No, like, that's 12 years ago. I gave my life, you know, too much of my life already doing all that, hanging out with those old friends. Those days are over with. You know. Yeah, I need to think about myself now. You know.
Did you feel that being in front of your family, like in that moment, it just solidified those choices for you, or?
Yeah. Well, actually, being in the program is kind of where I started changing my mind, you know, because before that I was still kind of like, and even after, right before I got out too, like when the dogs were about to leave, I started thinking too, like, you know, I'm gonna go back out there, and I was like kind of second guessing everything, like, man, like, it's not gonna work out, you know, like I'm gonna be out there just, you know, I don't know how it's gonna be, you know, but and then. When you talked about Buddy, and I was like, oh, maybe I could get Buddy, and then I kind of started thinking of, you know, responsibility, and then I started changing my mind again, like, you know, maybe I gotta go out there and do right.
Yeah.
you know, and even if it doesn't go right all the time, I gotta keep doing positive things.
It's life.
Yeah, that's life. And so that's what I've been focusing on, you know, staying busy, doing good things. I try to actually volunteer at the animal shelter, but record and stuff like that.
Yeah. But you got a job.
Yeah, I got a job now.
Start Monday.
So that's good. Keeps me busy, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's a start. So everything's looking good right now, you know. Everything's going the way I want it to go.
Yeah.
So you were married. You're no longer married.
Yeah, I'm divorced now.
And then, did you have children?
No.
Okay.
Buddy's my only responsibility.
He's your child now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, then let's talk about that a little bit. So you got out, and what made you, when you found out you could have Buddy as an option?
Well, because I when I first got him in there and I was training him, I wanted him.
In the program?
Yeah, but Sam said he was already going somewhere. So so as soon as she said that he's gonna get sent back, I was like, oh yeah, I want to get him because we had already made plans in my house to keep him there, you know. I feel like it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a long time.
Yeah.
Buddy, are you so happy?
Hey, bud. Got a happy tail.
Buddy.
Oh yeah. Thank you. And we went home. I got there kind of late. We went for a walk at the park right there, so we went for a walk. And I seen how he was pulling, and he was back to how he was.
Yeah.
He was pulling, and then there's other dogs, and he would get excited, he start running around. You know, and but then the next morning we went out. We walked, we came back, and then that's why I did that video with the ball, and I was playing with him in the front yard. Hey, want the ball? Huh? Want the ball? Where? Want it? Go get it, buddy. Go get it, buddy. But that's before I introduced him to the dogs. I did that with him first and kind of tired him out a little bit. Then I brought out the other dogs and then we met outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it went well.
And it went well.
And I've seen no less than like half a dozen dogs or more come through here today, and he shows interest, but he doesn't freak out. I mean, that's a compliment to you. That's you. His chill right now is you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at first. He used to be like that. He used to see the dogs and he'll want to get up and he'll start whining. He'll bark.
Go
and
crazy.
Yeah.
No, I can tell he's connected to you. You guys are a team, reunited.
Yeah, we did time together.
Yeah.
You both know what it's like inside prison.
Yeah.
Did you have some emotion when you had some alone time with him?
No. Well, I don't know, but most like I was happy to have him. You know.
Like when you got him in the car and you drove off?
Oh yeah, it was cool because I had him in the passenger seat, and he would just sit there and he would look out the window and he got excited. He would lay down, and then he came and he just laid on my lap. He just came, just stared at me while I was driving. He just laid on my lap.
Was that one of the best drives you've ever had?
Yeah. And so, but it helps because it's a responsibility too, you know.
Yeah.
Like even while I was driving here, like there was a car going slow, and I was like, I just want to go around, but I got the dog in here. And well, it kind of slowed me down too. I was like, I gotta keep about this guy.
I love it.
So I get pulled over. I got the dog in here. Like, I don't even speed. Like, that's one thing about when I first got out. And I'll be driving and I see everybody else in such a rush. Everybody's speeding past me. I was telling my mom about this when I got home. Like, everybody's in a rush. You know, everybody's going around me, running around me, and I'm like, I'm just happy being out here. You know, driving.
I'm gonna get you one of those little
really sweet.
hazard signs that we put in our window that says "baby on board."
Baby on boards, but it's a pit instead of a baby.
Yeah, because you drive careful, just knowing Buddy's in the car.
Yeah, that's how I'm trying to
I'm gonna get one for you. Buddy on board.
Like I got lost coming home from your house the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, in the canyons.
Oh.
And I got to where there was no signal and everything. I had to.
Oh man.
Yeah, because I don't know how to use the internet very well. The maps thing, I had it set for, I guess, the walking directions and send it to
You're not alone in that. I literally think I have a story from every guy about that's been out.
Yeah.
They've talked about how they can't understand.
Jay has the hardest time.
Yes.
When I talked to him for the first time on the phone, he was like, "Did you know that refrigerators beep at you now?" And I was like,
Oh yeah, it freaked me out to the middle of the night. I started doing that.
I was like, yeah, if you don't close
The
it.
refrigerator freaked me out the first night because I couldn't sleep. I was up there grabbing something and start beeping. I was like, what the hell? And I had to close the door, you know? I was making too much noise. And I was like, why is it beeping?
He's like, I don't know how to work the microwave.
Yeah, like-
and-
Oh, I still don't know how to
Talk
do
about
microwave.
that. Can you talk about that a little bit?
But do you have a microwave?
I
in
do.
the pod?
Yeah, but it's different. Like, they're
Yeah,
like, you
it's-
just turn it down.
Turn a dial.
These have all kinds of buttons. Like, yeah, I just gotta keep adding. I just push the button that says add 1 minute. I just keep.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what? That's how I do it
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know how.
I do the add 30 seconds 5 times.
Yeah, I gotta say, my kitchen has like these double oven things. I don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
And then like the internet, like on the phone, like I don't know how. I still don't know how to go to you guys' pages or to see the or to picture to go on anybody's I don't, the only
Social
way,
media?
Yeah, the only way is by accident. I accidentally touch something and that's the only way I know how. Other than that, I remember I have.
That's his Instagram name was his phone number, and I was like, buddy, I can't, buddy. I was like, Robert, I can't post the thing with buddy until your
shouldn't be
thing
your phone
can't be your
number.
phone number. And he was like, what do you mean it's my phone number? And then I took screenshots of how to change, but you figured it out before I sent
that
it.
stuff is hard. That's the hard part, the technology and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of the other guys talked about this. The guys, we've done a couple other interviews, and they talked about this. Things from the schedule, keeping a schedule, and not having the same kind of strict regimen around you. Like Jason talked about how he struggled to sleep. Like he couldn't sleep because he's waiting to. Yeah.
For a week, I didn't sleep.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about just the transition of literally just being plucked from one life of 12 years solid to what do you have now?
Yeah, well, even the first day I showered, I sat and I thought, I was like, damn.
You get a shower by yourself.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but yeah. And so I've been, new life, and as the hard part was sleeping in a normal bed. I got a huge bed now, and I was used to a little bed, and so I would just sleep like this. So even now on the big bed, I just lay in one little spot. I'm used to it, but I couldn't sleep. Like it was soft, and compared to other beds that were hard, and not having a celly, and now I'm in there by myself, and it was different just getting used to even just sleeping. I think that first few days, my mom started telling me drink milk, if you go sleep, because I'll be awake. I'll sleep for an hour or two, and then I'll wake back up, and that'll be it. Until I'll be so exhausted, I'll fall asleep for another hour and wake back up.
Yeah.
And then, but I got used to waking up early from being in there, so I still get up early. And then, but it's different. I'll be sitting thinking now I gotta feed myself. I don't walk the child no more. The breakfast doesn't come to me. I gotta go in there. I gotta cook and I gotta eat. So it's different. Everything was handed to me there,
Yeah.
And I realize now everything costs money, so I gotta work.
Yeah.
Everything you wanna do costs money. So
Yeah.
So that kind of motivates me to if I want things, I gotta go work. I gotta go do this, I gotta do that. So I knew I had to take care of Buddy. I gotta pay for stuff, and so, right?
Buddy's gonna have a good life.
Yeah, he has to.
Buddy, he got a job for you. What was your first craving? What was your?
I don't have cravings. I was just happy to be out. A lot of people talk about, I'm gonna go eat this when I get out.
Yeah.
Everybody's asking me, I'm like, I don't care about that.
You
I
couldn't
just
wait
wanna
to
go
have an
home.
In-N-Out burger or some.
Nah, I just want to go home.
Just wanna go home.
I just want to go home. I just want to be at the house, and then whatever I eat, whatever I see.
Your mom's cooking.
Yeah, or McDonald's, whatever. But it wasn't nothing like, I want to go eat this.
Really?
That's not really. I don't care. I don't care about it. I just want to be home.
Yeah.
I spend too much time away, and I just want to be home. I don't care about the food.
Yeah.
Anything is an improvement from in there.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really worried about wanting to eat something.
Huh.
I was more wanting to go lay in my bed and realize how lucky I am to be out.
Yeah.
Because I'll sit there and I'll think, what time is it? What are these guys doing right now? I could be me sitting there right now, waiting to go inside or waiting to go take a nap or waiting to go chow.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. How did you prepare yourself for release?
I literally wrote out what I was gonna do. I would sit there on the table and I'll write out what I was gonna do. And so when I got out, I actually did. I made a plan, I know most people don't do that. So when I went to the orientation for pro, and they were asking, okay, you guys gotta do this, and I did it all already. And so I was like, I noticed I was the only one that came out with the plan, So but I got that from being in the program, and kind of making me think when I do my homework and stuff like that. It made me think, So I knew when I heard that guy can give jobs, I was like, I'm gonna talk to that guy. He's gonna give me a job. I know it. And so I went with that state of mind, like, you know, I knew what my intention was, you know. I was like, I'm gonna
You
get this job.
Oprah that shit.
Yeah,
And
intention
so-
and emotion.
Yeah.
And knowing that you had a buddy waiting for you
Yeah.
to come out.
No, you're
He's
good.
kind of your motivator.
Yeah, right? And then I gotta get up in the morning, so I gotta let him out.
Yeah,
Use the
take care
bathroom.
of him.
Yeah.
so-
Your best friend.
yeah.
You served 12 years, 13
I
years.
said 12.
And you were in the program about a year.
Yeah.
What actually turned things around for you, it sounds like, was the program.
It was, yeah.
So it wasn't until the 11th year that you actually started considering the idea of not going back to your old life.
Yeah, well, because it was hard, because I'll sit there, I'll really sit there and tell myself, like, man, I've been here 11 years, and what have I learned, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't learned anything. I'll talk to myself in my head, and I'll be sitting there like, what have I learned? You know, I'm going to go out and, you know, what's going to be different, you know?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, like I said, being with the dogs and being in a different state of mind and actually, like, being happy. That's the thing, because I realized, like, I could be happy and not be hanging out with these dudes or doing this or whatever, you know? Because now, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do anything, and I'm still happy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need any of that. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Good for you.
you know,
Yeah.
and so, but that's what helped being there. I realized, like, there's different way of life out there.
We talked about prison before you got into the program, and then how prison kind of shifted for you, or how you shifted with the program.
When I got to California City, and so I walk the yard by myself. I'm not a very social person. I don't talk to too many people, you know.
Yeah.
I don't really like too many people in there, you know.
Me too.
And so I just roam around, and I used to just think by myself, walking around thinking. I was like, man, I'm about to get out, you know, like. See, I'm still where I am when I started, you know. And and then I used to see the dogs, and I see you guys from the distance too, and I'm like, why they got dogs in prison? So I started asking about how to get there, and so I got there, and I was kind of like, it's out of my comfort zone. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I should go back. When I started this program, it was basically because I've been in prison a long time, and I basically wasted my life in here, just sitting around. I just got tired of sitting around, so I'll walk the yard sometimes. I'll see the dogs over here, and everybody looked happy, looked peaceful. So I seen the posters go up, and I decided to sign up. And I remember I went to the interview, and when I was I think I was the last one. Everybody's interviews were long, but when I got in, they were short. You know, and then I remember I was sitting there, and out of nowhere, I think it was Blue that came up, and he licked my hand. And I don't know if it was a test or if I was supposed to pet him or leave him alone. So I just left it alone. And then I knew the program was starting. I didn't hear nothing back, and so I remember telling myself the whole week, like, man, I should have pet the dog. Maybe it was a test, you know. And I said it was kind of bugging me, like, man, I should have pet the dog. And I figured that's why everybody else's interviews went long, because they probably ended up petting all the dogs and stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe I failed at that. And then got here and got Buddy. He tried to hump me on the first day. And it started off good. And when you guys would come, I know I tried to stay in the background at first because I don't want to mess up. But I remember Kim came and asked me to do something in front of everybody, and it didn't go so well. But she pointed something out. But that's when I realized that by messing up is where I learned something, you know. And so that's why I stopped being in the back and decided to get more engaged, because I actually want to learn what I was doing. I wasn't going to waste my time anymore. And so at first Buddy was difficult. You know? Then I got Rubia, same thing. You know, she wouldn't even look at me, now she does. But and I remember Tal would get her and put up a little finger, tell her to sit, and she would just sit down. You know, and I would do it, and she wouldn't do it. You know. So I remember went back inside. I thought about it, you know, and then I came out, knowing what my intentions were, checking my emotions, and took her to that little area right there, and she sat down every time. I took her slow, she sat down. That's when I realized that's where the power was at, you know, controlling myself and knowing what I wanted to do with the dog that night, you know. That's where it changed for me, really. And so I've been working with Todd basically every day, you know. We sit around, we talk about it all day long. So I like learn about dogs all day long, you know. So I figured I'm here, I might as well learn as much as I could. And I mean, it helps out with my family as well. I mean, they've been looking up on the internet. They see me right there, so everybody's proud. So yeah, that's it.
Oh, I actually remember the day that Kim and I were talking about before, because you had always been on the outskirts of during class. And I remember we were talking about how like we like Robert, we like him, but he's not engaging. Like this guy needs to engage. And so I remember the day Kim was like, I'm gonna make sure he gets involved in stuff. And then we were like,
planned out.
yeah, it's most things are usually.
Yeah.
Where we're like because if we don't see a lot of potential, then we won't make such an effort. I mean, Kim will more than me to like be like, get in here. What are you doing? But like I remember us thinking of potential, and then we just saw that your leash skills were. Yeah. That was what got you. Like we were like, that guy's leash skills better than the guys who have been in here since week 1.
Yeah. He jumped up and down.
Like it wasn't to Kim got me more involved, asked me to do something. That's when I kind of got more involved, you know.
Yeah.
Then I was like,
I remember that day.
Yeah. So and then I started reading more and kind of just focus on. Well, I started hanging out with olds. You know, and I'll talk to him all the time, you know?
Todd.
And this is all we did.
I know.
This is all we did all day. Talk about dogs. Just sit there on the side.
That's what dog trainers do, by the way.
Is it?
They just sit around and talk about dogs.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah. Stuff. What I'm trying to learn is more about the dogs and, you know, how I can help the dog out a little more, where I can learn a little bit more. Because it's exciting when you get to see the difference in the dogs.
Yeah.
You know? And you realize you did that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what helped me out.
Yeah.
It changes the way you think being in the program.
Expand on that. Like working with dogs and the way we teach with dog psychology, how did that help change the way you think as a human?
Well, because you gotta be patient, right? And you like calm and assertive, right? So that actually helped me out too when they tried to transfer me, and I told them what I wanted calmly, you know, and they kept me there. And so learning stuff like that, those are good skills to learn, and then just being patient, and because before, like, a lot of things would upset me, you know. But like, so when I realized like being patient with the dogs, like, and you know, knowing that they don't understand me, I realized I gotta be patient with people too, you know, like, you know, they upset me, I'll just, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Just be patient. But it really helped me be patient.
Yeah.
You guys,
Yeah.
like the homework you guys have us write and stuff like that, and so it makes you think, you know, like about what you're gonna do, you know, what helped me is that I realized that I was laughing all the time and I was happy, you know, so I was loving life, you know, like, and it had nothing to do with the things I used to do before. So that's when I started realizing there's a different life out there, you know? A simpler life.
Were you sober before the dog program or the dog program?
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah, I was sober before.
Yeah. Did you do drugs before, or like what got you?
Yeah, I started doing it when I was inside. I had a slip disc on my back, right? So I tried to get medication and I couldn't get it. They didn't believe I even had a problem. So when I got to the point where I was in a lot of pain, my celly is the one that came and kept pushing around me, you know. And at first I was like, nah, I don't do that. But then I got to the point where I was willing to try anything because it hurt so bad. Yeah. And that's when I started doing it.
What'd you do?
Heroin. Yeah. So,
had you done heroin before?
No, never. And I would never have tried it. And I didn't even like it the first day. Because I was throwing up, but I realized I wasn't in pain no more. It hurt bad.
Yeah.
I slipped herniated disc and a pinched nerve. It hurts bad.
What did you get arrested for?
Armed robbery.
Oh, okay.
Armed robbery. But I had a gun that night. I didn't really rob the guy, you know. I know most people aren't gonna believe we're innocent, but they say I took a guy's keys at gunpoint. But I mean, really, why would I want a guy's keys, you know, and walk away satisfied with his keys, you know? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm busted for, pointing a gun at a guy and taking his keys and walking away with it. You know.
So what really happened?
I pointed a gun at him, because he was out there. I was actually hanging out with a couple of women that I knew from before, and so he just kept staring. I realized now he's probably staring at the women, but at that time, you know, I was like, So I was like, what's up? What are you staring at? And he was like, he was drinking. He was like, whatever, you know. I was like, oh no, you got my attention now, you know. What's up? And so he just kept staring. So I pulled the gun out. And then he started backing up, and he took off. So that was the end of it. So I was like,
so you didn't take it?
That's when you went to prison for 12 years.
I didn't get close to 13. I got 13 years. I did 12. Yeah.
Was that your first offense?
No, I had a joyriding before that.
A what?
Joyriding, taking an own car without owner's consent.
Joyriding. Joyriding. Got it.
And
do you know how many guys from my high school have joyriding?
Yeah, see, that can happen so
They're just rich and white. Yeah.
Yeah, looking for excitement, right?
Yeah, I mean, they just took like their parents' cars or their friends' parents' cars.
So you get in the car with somebody else, and you know, they're like, "Where's my car? I just got it."
So you had joyriding on your record, and that was it.
That was it.
And then just pointing. And what did that guy go call the cops and say he put a gun on me, or what?
No,
How did the cops get?
I think somebody must have seen, and the cops just happened to be there. I was walking, because I walked away. I figured nothing really happened. You know, I pulled the gun out, but and that, you know, that's not
Right.
big. You know, I
That's
didn't
not-
shoot them. I didn't really rob
A
them.
lot of people pull their guns out, unfortunately, in America.
And so I walked away. The cop happened to be there, and and so I was on parole for that joyride.
When that happened.
Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get out of here. But he was already there, so you know, I tried to go in the backyard, and they got me, took me in. Before you know it, I was in the hospital, you know, in a coma.
13 years.
Hospital in coma.
Yeah, I was in the hospital in a coma.
Why?
My crime actually carried having the gun or
You got
bringing it
18
out.
months.
Yeah, we got 16 months. That's
16
it.
months.
Instead, I got 13 years.
Yeah.
While I was in prison, you know, I wasn't always doing the right things, but I was upset, you know, like how am I doing 13 years for car keys, you know? Like, come on, really, car keys?
Yeah.
You know, so I was upset. I'm over it now because now I actually realize, you know, now I think differently. Who knows where I would have been if I would have
Right.
just stayed out there. You know?
Right.
Yeah. The noise sometimes. Bring him back. So what you got to teach him is I want you next to me. Yeah? Yes. Well done. Yeah, see how he's bouncing back? So you do that enough times, Robert, you encourage that what you're teaching him is when I fade away, you come with me. That's nice. Good.
Good boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So capture it. When he gives you that eye contact, because look how close you are. And he looked at you. Yeah, good boy. Relieve him.
My life.
Okay,
How old
so
were you?
your father was killed
I
by
was
the
young.
police.
Yeah, about 3 or 4.
You were 3 or 4?
3 or 4. What was he? What happened? Why did he?
They said that he had a gun on him. They said he had a gun on him, and he had a gun on him, and so they shot him. They found no gun on him either. So yeah, they just killed him.
Where was he at? Like, was he driving? Was he at a park? Like,
He was getting into his car. If I remember right. Yeah. He was
And the
getting
cops
into
just
his
rolled up on him
car. Cops rolled up on him
and shot him.
and shot him.
Where was
they,
this
They
at?
say he had a gun, so they shot him. Bell Gardens. Right next to where I grew up. Someone called cops, and so that's why they went over there. But when they rolled up on him, they say he had a gun and they shot him.
Killed him.
Yeah.
Right there on the street.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like 20.
No,
30
wait.
years.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 29, 28.
How did that shape your childhood? And the
because-
choices you had?
Because I would think about it all the time, like, you know, because like when my mom would tell me to do something, you know, and I'd be like, or not to go out, I would still go out. But I would tell myself, I would know, like, if there was a dude in the house telling me, you know, if my dad was here, I probably wouldn't be doing this, you know. And so I would take advantage. But I would tell myself that, you know, like, if I had a dad here, you know, I probably wouldn't be doing this, you know. So I would go out. So, like, I remember there was this one time, the cops pulled me over for no reason. I was walking with my friends, they pulled me over, searched me. And I don't know why they brought this up, but they were like, man, where's your dad at? And so, like, that upset me. So I turned around, like, what? And so they threw me against the fence. My mom happened to be walking by. I mean, not walking by, driving by on her lunch break and seeing this. And so she pulled over and said, that's my son. And they're like, so I heard him telling, so what's the thing with him and his dad? Why is he so reactive? Well, you know, cops killed him, you know? And so that's why, and so, you know, and so I still bring it up to my mom all the time, you know, like about my dad and how I feel about it and how I think things could have been different, you know, or you know, why I just like police. Now I don't care so much about them now, but I did, you know, because of that. You know,
Yeah.
You know, they took me away from my dad. But what?
Well, I grew up learning, I don't know if I grew up learning that, like, police were there to keep me safe and protect me, and you grew up learning police killed your dad.
Yeah.
So why would you trust them? They're not there to protect you. They're there to do you harm.
Yeah.
I mean, that alone just completely reshapes how a person thinks about society and authority.
Yeah.
And this is a problem in America. It happened to your dad however many years ago. It's still a problem. What do you think police officers can do to be more part of the community? Like,
In a positive way.
In a positive way.
Well, I think one big thing is when they could just, like instead of always coming out and pulling you over, they can come and talk to you and talk to you like a normal person. Not ask for your ID or ask you what the hell you're doing in the area, you know?
Right.
Just come and just talk to you normal. Like, or if they walk around, just talk to you, how you doing? Help somebody out, see moving something, help them out, stuff like that. Just because you're dressed a certain way or you're bald headed or whatever, or walking in a certain area doesn't mean you're up to no good all the time. So they can just come and talk to people, talk to the community, just do normal stuff, like talk to you normally. I think you'll change your perspective. Like you wouldn't be thinking like, because they drive up to you and they'll stare at you and wait to see if you're gonna run, Instead of doing that, just come and talk to you,
Right.
Normal. And that's what makes a big difference, because if you're coming in with that state of mind, I'm gonna get this guy if he runs, then we're gonna be like that too, like, I'm staring at him,
Okay, so I just want to, I guess I want to talk about like your childhood along the lines of when you're worried about other stuff, like you never thought about, like I always just thought about college and what I was going to be when I grew up.
My area, you don't think about what you're gonna be when you grow up, but like
why? Can you expand on that?
Because you gotta worry about living.
Yeah.
You gotta worry about survival. And like when I came with the dogs and I see you guys, this is like your job, and I see this, like, who would have thought to be a dog? Like if I would have still been living there, I would never think to be a dog trainer or to even do any of that,
Right.
To do anything positive, basically,
Right.
And like because I left, right, and I came back, and the other school I left for a couple of years, like I was pretty smart, so I was up there, I was doing like pre-algebra, 7th grade. So, but when I went back to that area, they were doing like adding, subtracting, and so I kind of had to dumb myself down a little bit, so I wouldn't feel out of place. And
At your school, you had to dumb yourself down.
yeah, because I felt I stood out, I was too smart, and
Instead of excelling.
People don't like that, and so like there you gotta worry about other stuff, fights and stuff like that, but like.
Right.
When I was young, I did a lot of sports, and I was good. What
were your sports?
I did baseball. I'm very athletic, so I did
You're a Dodgers
baseball.
fan, right?
Yeah, baseball. I played basketball. I played football. I played everything. And I was really involved with baseball, and I was good. Like my coach used to take me to games and stuff. That's how much he liked me. He always put me in his team, and I was good. But I stopped because I was kind of embarrassed hanging out with gang members and stuff like that, and I would wear the tight pants or whatever, or being in my little suit, and so I was embarrassed. That's why I stopped. That's the real reason why I stopped doing that. Otherwise, I think my life would have been different. But that's why I stopped doing athletic, and so. I stopped doing all that, and then I just started hanging out with my friends and other gang members, and that's kind of where my life went. But that's what life was like there.
Yeah. What do you think are ways that we can change? To me it's obvious in more low-income neighborhoods. You're kind of raised to be a little nervous of cops. Your education isn't always the best. You dumb yourself down. You didn't know sports were a thing. What do you think? How can we make changes in those neighborhoods so that kids know that they can become a dog trainer, or know that they can go to college, or how can we do that?
Well, like maybe have a career day. Like in my school, there's like no career day. But like if you have people go talk and be like, well, I do this and some interesting stuff, people are like, oh, I want to do that, But no one comes and talks to us, right? No one tells us, oh, we're gonna do, I do this for a living. Maybe you might want to join this, or we have these events. Go check it out. Maybe you want to go do this when you grow up. I think that will help out, because like if people seen this and it will show you guys, and you guys will be out there with the dogs and show some kids different, and they'll be like, oh, that was cool, And they'll change their mind. They'll change or at least get them started, And have events where they can go and
plant a seed.
Yeah, exactly.
How old were you when you started hanging out with like gang members?
13.
13.
Yeah.
And like, how old were the guys who were like getting you to join?
Oh, my age.
Oh, okay.
They're all going to school with me.
Okay. And why did that appeal to you? Joining a gang at 13. Why?
Friends.
They were just friends.
Because
you didn't have any friends.
I don't, like I said, I don't talk to many people.
It's like a promised brotherhood.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it hard to then go back now in terms of with your old friends?
Well, no, I could go over there right now and talk to them, but the thing is that I go there and they see me, they'll be like, why don't you just go ahead and stay, you know? And then I don't want to go and be like, you know, let me just hang out for a little bit, you know, just to avoid it. Not that I think anything would happen, but just to avoid it, you know, I just rather not go back. But they somehow, a couple of them got my number and they hit me up, and then I just talked to them for a little bit, and I said, I gotta go.
Yeah. So you're just making a choice to, well, if they're still in that life, right? You just make a choice to just not stay connected?
Yeah, like I don't want to risk at all, you know, going back to that mindset or going back to jail. I'd just rather avoid it.
Tell me the kind of environment you're trying to create around you, the kind of energies you're trying to attract to you. Because I think energies attract energy. What are you trying to magnetize yourself? What's a good energy?
Like positive people, like when I take the dogs on a walk and I try to talk to people, you know, and people who enjoy the same things, and plus, like I want to like meet people I can hang with and do fun things with, you know, and plus I want people to not judge me because, you know, well, I got the pit bull or the tattoos or whatever, you know, and so I try, but you know, I meet them excited, like, you know, how you doing? I always say good morning to everybody walking by, you know. Some people, they go around or they say like, how you doing? Just keep going, you know. And so I'm just trying to meet people who, like, I tell them my story too, because they, you know, wonder and they kind of get it. So I tell them my story, you know, just like it's not a secret, you know. But some people are okay with it, and some people might not be, you know. But I'm just trying to put out a good energy, meet people who aren't gonna judge me and don't care about the past, you know. I see what I'm doing now, and, you know, and be happy to hang out with me, you know. I'm not worried about anything else. You know?
And what are your goals now that you're out?
Just first stay out, which I see is gonna, you know, it's gonna happen, and just work and find other ways to just do things that are fun. You know? Going to the park, walking the dogs, you know, being out here, doing stuff like this, you know, helps out, you know, keeps me busy, and you know, helps me see different places, you know. Like this is a nice park, you know, and it's better than what I used to do before, and just hanging out, you know. Every day that goes by and I see someplace different or somewhere nicer, it makes me appreciate what's out here. You know?
Do you eventually want to like do dog training?
I would like to, but I don't, you know, to pay to go anywhere and do all that, it's not realistic.
What do you mean, pay to go to a program?
To train or to the dog psychology center, whatever. You know, everything costs money. So, you know, ideally I would like to, but I know it's not realistic.
You know, you don't have to go to any formal program to call yourself a dog trainer.
Well, you know, because I talked to the CEO in there that was a dog trainer too. He told me that too. He told me the exact same thing.
There's no credential. The resources you have with us, we know you're not going to want to put anybody out, right? But just ask us. We can help. It doesn't take any. I wouldn't see it as work. I would be more than happy to sit down and write you a letter in your honor. Like I'd be happy to do that. Like, so you're not putting me out.
Right.
Thank you.
I would actually be offended if you didn't. Put that Italian guilt on you. You have such a deep pool of support from the Pawsitive Change group, not to mention the followers and people that would help in any way they could. I'm just saying that even aside from us, the people you don't know, there are so many people out there that run a business and be like, I'd hire them because they just are a fan and they saw your reflection speech or they saw you in whatever, they hear us say he's amazing, all that. You made a choice to put new tools in your toolbox to create a new life for you, and you're out and you're using them, and you're not done there. And that's what I really admire about you. You're continuing to seek and magnetize yourself to positive energy, different things, and you're just not the same person you were. I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
Different from what I was the first few days, right, in the program?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. And I always sound weird saying I'm proud of you. Like I say it to these guys all the time. It sounds, I don't know why. I don't know, but I am. I'm just proud to be a part of it, and I know Sam feels the same way. Like
I'm actually like very grateful for having that program because that's what really will help me. You know, everything kind of like where I'm at now kind of came from that program. Like I said before that, I had nothing else to look forward to. So that program is really where it got me where I am today. If I wouldn't have been there, my chances of going back probably would have been higher. I would have still been, you know.
If you hadn't been in the Pawsitive Change.
Yeah, because I would have been like, this is my life. This is, you know, I'm used to being in jail. I spent I spent a good part of my life in jail. So like,
Yeah.
I was telling myself before, like, if I go back, I go back. You know, like this is what I know, anyways. You know.
Right.
But now that I see things differently, I know there's way better life out there. You know, and then like you guys being here or you guys helping me out, talking to me about certain things, or like you guys don't have to do none of that, you know. So it kind of like, you know, that's what makes it like, you know, not there's good people out there, you know, people willing to help, and you don't have to,
Yeah.
you know, you don't have to do any of it, and so, you know, like, and it could just end at the prison, you know, and so that's why for me it's very helpful, and it changes the way I feel about things and the way I see things.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Proud to be a part of it. I never get tired of saying it, just how much it means. Your growth is it's a big part of my life.
Thank you.
Our lives.
Sorry.
So thank you.
Thank you.